All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Michigan Military Technical and Historical Society Museum vehicle restoration video. You can see the World War II Jeep has left the building and is back with its owner. And we now have the museum's M37 in here. This truck technically belongs to my father. We built it, I restored this truck a number of years ago to replicate the truck that my father drove when he was in the military stationed in Germany in the late 1960s. The bumper markings are the vehicle he had, 7th Corps 34 Signals, headquarters company vehicle number 34. And then we'll pull the hood down in a minute. So this vehicle's here for a couple of things. I got my list going over here on the side. You can see that our number one is the rear pinion seal. The rear axle is leaking profusely, and we put this thing on the trailer today, brought it over here. So I got to get the pumpkin out, take it up to the ring and pinion shop, get that pinion seal swapped out, and then hopefully that's all it is. I do recall this truck had some excessive backlash in the rear axle. You could kind of feel it when you were driving, so I'm hoping that we don't have a bad ring and pinion, but I guess we will see. Then on here it's up for an oil change, fuel filter. There's some bumper bolts that are missing because there was a tow bar on here that was taken off. We're going to put the factory bumper bolts back in. We're going to do some service on the front hubs. Want to get the horn and air filter hasn't been serviced in a while, and we're going to check the timing. My father says that the timing is off. He's been driving this truck for the last several years, so I'll take his word for it. So we're going to go ahead and check the timing on it. So I'm going to take a look over here. The stock fuel filter, I've already taken it off. It was definitely pulling air, and my dad put this aftermarket filter on. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to put the stock filter back on. There's the oil filter canister. We're going to clean that up. It looks like it's been leaking, which we'll re-gasket it when we put the new filter in it and change the oil. And then the air filter, we'll just pop that off. We'll drain the oil out of it, clean the element, and put some fresh oil in it. And then we're going to take a look at this horn. So this truck should have the steel, and I always get this backwards. I don't remember which one's Packard connector and one's Douglas connector, and I always get it backwards. So I'm just going to say this is supposed to have the steel shell connectors on it. It's got a rubber connector horn on it because that's what you can buy these days, and this horn works. So let's put on pause here for a sec. So over here we have the horn that's correct for it, has the steel connectors on it. This horn quit working, so I have another one that I picked up. We're going to see if it works, and then if it doesn't, we're going to see if we can rebuild it, because these horns are rebuildable. We'll see if we can rebuild it so that we have the correct connectors and we don't have the electrical tape connection under there. Here's the original fuel filter. I've already put the rebuild kit in it. I totally failed to film that. My apologies. But it's much like the one that we had on the Jeep. It's a bowl. It's held in with this nut. There's a gasket that lives in there. This is the original gasket. You can see it's got some, it's very, very dry, very brittle, and it's got this groove in it from where it was clamped down. I remember when I first restored this truck a number of years ago, I do recall that periodically this fuel filter would leak, and I'd have to just get the 11/16 wrench out and give this bolt or nut here a little bit of a tweak, and it would stop working and everything would be fine. You can see how the paint's kind of washed off the front of the bowl. There was clearly leaking fuel out of this gasket, which allowed air to get in and makes the vehicle run like garbage. So we're going to hopefully new gasket down here, new gasket down here. This is it's a bronze element filter that we just went ahead and cleaned, put it back together, and it's going to go back on the truck. And this is one of the original hard lines. We got to fix that. put it all back together and we'll see. Hopefully it runs. We got a fuel filter out of stock, ready to go. Timing light adapters over here. Got gaskets for the hubs, which because we're going to need to pull the rear axles to get the pig out, and we're going to the front axle. They're leaking. You can see here that this is very wet. We got a lot of oil staining on the wheel, so that hub is leaking. But what we are going to do is put these in. So we have these. These are original hubs that have had the splines machined out of them, which will essentially make this truck a permanent two-wheel drive truck, unless you take these back off and put the factory hubs back on, which we will keep. It makes the truck easier to drive, a little easier to steer, takes some of the wear and tear off the front axle. This truck rarely ever gets put into four-wheel drive. It just gets driven around in parades and on dry pavement. So we can save some wear and tear, allegedly get a little bit better gas mileage, and make the thing just easier to steer. You're not always fighting the knuckles when you're trying to steer. So we've had these for a while. They're going to go on. There's the gaskets for them. And we'll kind of look under here. This truck has been here for like an hour, and you can already see the puddle. So that pinion seal is just fried. And it's just, I'm surprised there's anything left in it to leak out, which is the reason why we put it on the trailer to here. So that's kind of where we're at. This is what we're going to be working on for a bit longer. So again, kind of get an overview. Again, this restored this truck. I don't know, probably 15 years ago. It's holding up pretty good. It's just getting some wear and tear. Some of the seals are starting to go bad. We never did tear into the rear axle, so I mean, I replaced all the brakes and the outer bearings and everything, but as far as the pinions went, we didn't mess with them. So that, God knows how old those seals are. I think our fuel filter hose is also dry rotted, because when you fill this thing up, you definitely. So I might. That's a real pain in the butt. If anybody you guys have done the fuel tank and the fuel filler neck on an M37, it's just such a pain in the butt to do with the bed on. It's a pain in the butt to put the bed on and get that hose lined up too, but it's, well, whatever. We'll see. I should add that to my punch list over here. So it's kind of where we're at. We got the service. This one's not leaking too bad, but the other side's leaking pretty good. The rears are leaking pretty good. The pinion's obviously leaking pretty good. So, I mean, we have to pull the axles out to get that pinion out anyway, so that'll solve that problem. And then the two-wheel drive conversion will solve this problem. The fuel filter, hopefully, is just a dried out gasket. And then the oil filter is just a matter of changing the oil. So I just kind of wanted to show you with the hood down. There's a story. There's a picture of my father driving his M37 in Germany in the at the end of the 60s, and he actually had they wrote Swamp Fox on the door. So there's a picture of him in the truck, and then on the door written, looks like written in mud, is the word Swamp Fox. So he always referred to the truck as Swamp Fox. So when I restored this, I put the Swamp Fox on the nose. So that's what that is. And so this is definitely the tribute vehicle to, what he drove. Those are his bumper numbers. At one point in time, his truck did bear the name Swamp Fox. So there it is. So this is our 1952 Dodge M37, and follow along as we go through, lube it, change the oil, fix the axle leaks, and get this thing ready for parade season 2026. So stay tuned. And again, if you're in the Detroit metro area, stop by the museum. We're in East Point, 9.5 in Gratiot. Visit our website at mimths.org and like and subscribe. So till next time, everybody have a good day.